Hey, what's up, everybody? Tony here. Thanks for tuning back in to the Warrior Metaphysic channel. Today, we're going to look at videos to help us tap into our intuition. Let's get into it.
I'm about to explain this in a way that you never heard before. Trusting your intuition requires you to know what being at ease in your body feels like. This is an active practice and not some quick fix. You often associate trusting your intuition with feeling uncomfortable, uneasy in certain environments and around certain individuals. You associate it with nervous excitement or a heightened sense of urgency when it comes to making a decision or taking that leap of faith. If that's the only way to know that your intuition is always speaking to you, then you'll constantly feel in danger when there is no danger. You'll constantly feel like you have to make difficult decisions when the decisions aren't difficult. Or you feel like you have to look to find something wrong when there's nothing wrong. This is not your intuition speaking to you. This is your intuition showing you that your unresolved traumas and triggers are speaking to you. And if you don't practice pausing, being still, relaxing and listening, then you'll keep mistaking an unresolved trauma response with your intuition. Well, how can I be more at ease when everything is fucked? If you're seeing me for the first time or more than one time and not engaged with the content yet, then please browse the videos and links on my page. Your answers are not found in this one single video. Ease is the language your intuition speaks. Train your brain to learn the language so that your heart, mind, and body will know how to respond to it. This means you can have an unpleasant, undesired experience and feel comfortable, at ease, and unfazed by it. Just like you can have a very pleasant and desired experience and feel uncomfortable, uneased, or triggered by it. The circumstances don't matter. Feeling at ease does.
So, how to know when your intuition is trying to tell you something and to listen it instead of dismissing it, okay? My intuition has always been spot on since I was young. But we tend to dismiss our intuition because we tend to think, oh, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe it's just not this, or maybe it's not that, and I'm just over here being insecure and this and this and that. No, not fully. If you have a gut feeling and there's no doubt about what you're feeling and thinking of, and it makes sense, and it's just like that, like if you feel like there's like a ball in your stomach or just like that heavy feeling in your stomach, that gut feeling, it's not you overthinking it. It's your spirit team, your intuition, your spirit guides communicating with you. Hey, pay attention to this. Hey, you should leave. Hey, this person's not being honest. Hey, look at the red flags. So it's not you being insecure. It's not you doubt, like you just assuming things. It's for a reason. Let me give you an example. For me, my intuition was the most spot on when it came to relationships. But because I was young and naive and all of that, I always had gut feelings of people that I was dating or dealing with. And then I would ask them and they would deny it. They would lie to me. They'd be like, oh, you're just making it up. You're just overthinking it. You're just insecure. This is that, right? So I would dismiss my intuition feeling. Weeks later, what my intuition was telling me was fucking true, was fucking right. So now looking back, if I had listened to my intuition this whole time, I would have avoided so many heartbreaks. I would have avoided so much things in life. But now I see it as a blessing in disguise because I probably had to go through all that as a lesson to learn. But now, me being an intuitive reader, I listen to my intuition with anything and everything in my personal life or in my business. And that's how I'm able to give the most accurate readings possible because the gift of intuition. So next time you're out in public or you're out with friends or dealing with someone, if you have a gut feeling so strong and there's no doubt about it, listen to it. The way you can practice and test it out is if you've been having already a gut feeling about a situation or something, do not tell that person, do not tell that situation with the gut feeling you're having or what you're feeling or what you're thinking. Just stay silent, be observant, and watch. And if later on, what your gut feeling was telling you comes true, next time, Listen to your intuition, and it's going to save you so much time and heartbreak. And another thing too, we tend to give the benefit of the doubt with people. But at one point, you're going to end up choosing your intuition over the benefit of the doubt. And that is going to save you a lot of time. Bye.
Shout out to Eternal Intuitive on TikTok for that one. And one thing I want to say about that one too is a good practice I've learned to help me become more aware of my intuition and what that actually sounds like, what that still small voice inside of me sounds like, is to take time for reflection. Look back on situations. If something happened and you are still having feelings about it, or something like comes back up in your thoughts, or you may get an instance where out of the blue you just recall a situation, you recall a circumstance, and all the feelings come up in it. When that happens, take a moment to think about, try to go back to that moment, try to go back to that experience, that time with that person, go back to the place, recall it as much as possible, put yourself there, and try to recall the feelings that you had, the thoughts that you had when the person said this, or when the person did that, when you did this, or you did that, they did this, or they didn't do that, whatever it is. And listen to what you were feeling at that time. And often you'll get what your gut was trying to tell you in that moment. And the more you do that, the more you'll recognize what your intuition sounds like. So when you're in situations moving forward, you'll be more attuned at what your still small voice sounds like, how spirit communicates with you. That's going to lead you to trusting your intuition that much more. And the more you do it, the more, for lack of a better word, intuitive you become. The more you will trust in that voice, and the more you'll ultimately end up trusting in yourself. Let's go.
3 real life examples of intuition at work. Number 1, meeting someone and instantly feeling uneasy. Nothing about their words or their smile is wrong, but something in your spirit knows this isn't safe. That's not anxiety, that's intuition. Your spirit is picking up on their spiritual condition, even if your brain hasn't caught up yet. Number 2, feeling led to call someone out of nowhere. You weren't thinking about them. You weren't even planning on it. But something pushes you to reach out. And when you do, you find out they were in a crisis. That's intuition. Your spirit picked up on a need before it was ever even spoken. Number 3, sensing when a door is closing before it actually does. Let's say you're in a business deal, a relationship, or even any opportunity, and even though everything looks fine, your spirit says, start preparing for the next phase. And sure enough, weeks, months later, it falls apart. That's not pessimism, it's spiritual perception showing you what's coming before it hits. Here's the truth. Your spirit is seeing even when your eyes can't. The question is, are you paying attention? The word the word intuition means spiritual perception. So here's what you need to do. You need to enroll in the Spiritually Disciplined Leader. It's a mini course. And this is for if you are ready to sharpen your spiritual perception, trust what God is showing you, and stop living the blind life. Tap the link in my bio to enroll today, and email me if you're ready to move from guessing to discerning. You were never designed to walk by sight alone. You were designed to walk by spirit. And your intuition is proof that God built perception into your design. Now, if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. Shouts out to Woods Owned on that one. Go ahead and check him out on TikTok.
Your intuition is always speaking to you, but are you listening? There are 4 ways that your intuition is signaling that you are not safe with the man or anybody. Number 1 is you feel unsafe around him. You can't really pinpoint what it is. You just feel a sense of unrest. You feel anxious all the time. You feel confused. You can't really pinpoint what's going on, but you just know something is going on that's not supposed to be going on. Maybe you haven't found the evidence, but you feel deep within your spirit that something is off and you can't seem to rest or let it go. That is a sign that your intuition is speaking to you. And remember that God is not in the midst of chaos or confusion. Number 2, you feel drained after dealing with him. Go watch my Energy Vampire video because that will literally tell you if something is off in your dynamic. If you're constantly feeling drained, if you're constantly feeling depleted, if you dread talking to a person, dealing with a person, being in their presence, or at their intimacy, you just feel depleted all the time, that is also a way your intuition will speak to you that you are not safe with said person and they are not pouring into you. Number 3 is that you have a premonition and it comes suddenly and with clarity, like kind of like a divine whisper. You just know something, like an intuitive knowing, and it may not be associated with anybody's behavior or like a bodily feeling. It's more so like a knowing, an intuitive knowing. And it can literally just be something like a light bulb coming off in your head, like, oh, like it just comes out of nowhere. That may happen when someone is unsafe for you and a truth is being revealed, or it can happen in a positive situation, like you'll get this like divine whisper of maybe like your next step, your next destination spot. I'll talk about that in a different video. You will know that you're spot on with this one if you bring this sudden revelation to the person and they start gaslighting you. Like if they start responding like, what are you talking about? You always making stuff up. You think that's your intuition, that's your anxiety. You're right on. Like you're literally right on. The last one is cognitive dissonance. If you are constantly torn between what you feel but trying to rationalize it, like you feel torn between one thing and another and you're always in between those things, that's a sign that you're unsafe as well. Usually it should be easy for you to recognize what is real and what isn't, or what is true and what's not. But if you're constantly in this battle in your mind, you're being lied to or deceived. This is especially true if you know that something is kind of obvious, like it's being presented in front of you in a way that's easy to digest, but you still are trying to make sense of it, like you cannot accept what it is. That is your brain just trying to keep you safe because the reality may feel scary for you. So anytime you are talking yourself out of trusting yourself, then that is a huge sign. Remember, ladies, confusion is not of God, it is from the enemy. So anytime you are feeling so much confusion, anxiety, unrest, you just feel unsafe, and you don't feel like yourself around a person, it is because you are not safe. You are probably being lied to, deceived, manipulated, used, and that's not a place for you to thrive. A woman's intuition never lies. And I will help you strengthen that connection in my ebook and my feminine energy course, link in bio.
Shout out to Lexica Money on TikTok for that one. It's LEXYKAMONEY. A woman's intuition never lies. Ladies, you know that. I encourage you to rewind and watch that one again if you need that message again. Of course, that applies to any of us in any type of relationship. But just really wanted to point that out to the ladies. Let's go.
Stop pretending that you didn't see what you saw. You saw it. You felt it. Vibes were weird. Stop pretending you didn't see it. Stop pretending you didn't feel it. Stop pretending you didn't hear it. You felt it. You felt it. That was your intuition. And then the mind came in, didn't it? Oh, well, maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe they've got this going on. And this and this. Where has that got you? I'll tell you where it got me. Shit friendships, shit relationships, shit dynamics with people and the world. being a doormat because I wanted to be a good person that gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. And you know the difference between giving someone the benefit of the doubt because it's a bestie who's going through a hard time and you want to, you know, that's how long-term friendships are built. But you know the difference between a friend that's going through a rough patch that you would like the same support for in that situation versus someone that is having a perpetual bad time, that doesn't want the help, that loves being a victim and makes you feel like shit. Don't pretend you don't know the difference. And I say this, by the way, not to judge you, like, don't pretend you don't know. I say this because I know you're trying to convince yourself that it makes you a good person to give people the benefit of the doubt. But where has that got you? I want you to look at the patterns of everything you've been going through in your life. It's been full of shit friendships, right? Full of, or just people taking advantage of you. You have the power right now with that weird thing that just happened, or that weird text, or that weird thing, right? When you feel that, go, aha. Say it out loud, spot it, write about it, journal about it. And don't let yourself convince yourself that you didn't feel what you felt. Because guess what? You don't owe a connection. Your life belongs to you. In case you didn't know, you saw what you saw. Don't pretend you didn't see it. Honor it and watch how your life changes, okay? You've been doing the same shit for years. If you're anything like me, right? Women have a good girl, people-pleasing complex, most of us, that has told us we need to give access to everyone. Especially if you want to let everyone in. You're like, oh, well, it's probably this, it's probably that. Babes, where has that ever got you? Weird friendships, right? Yeah, we're done. We're done with it. You saw what you saw, you felt what you felt. Honor it. And change course. I love you. Mwah!
Real talk. Shout out to Florence Given on TikTok for that one. Don't pretend like you didn't know.
3 words that are blocking you from your own intuition. You say them probably every day. Now you're going to say them more mindfully, said the word nerd. Okay. The first one, should. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you can fill in this blank. Don't should all over yourself. That's right. You've been listening. Should is what my Convergence Intelligence Nova calls shame-drenched shape-shifting. And I love that. It's hard to say. It's a tongue twister, but it's true, right? It brings in that shame that I should have done this. I should do this. I'm punishing myself. And I'm getting outside of my own voice, outside of my own knowing when I should, because now we are relying on external measures of success, accomplishments, etc. You shouldn't because you didn't. That's a Byron Katie. By the way, Loving What Is one of my favorite books of all time. Go get it. Look her up. So that is word number 1 that blocks you from your own inner knowing. And you probably say it all the time. What are some alternates? Well, I can do that. How do I feel about that? How does my body feel about that? This is available to me. Okay. Second word, can't. How many times do you say that? I can't do that because. Now this is automatically getting us into fear territory, things that we are afraid will happen. And this is never a place from which to make a good decision. I can't do that. Intuition never says can't. So if you find yourself saying that, I want you to flip that to what is possible. What can I do? What does feel good in my body? And the third one, I've been telling my corporate clients this for 15 years, but is a verbal eraser. But just wipes out everything that came before but, right? So I'm thinking of a couple of recent coaching sessions, intuitive coaching sessions, in which the client had this beautiful vision. You know, I said, what is your vision? What's your ultimate? What does your heart want? What does your soul cry out for? And they would say something beautiful and then, but I need funding for that. But I'd need to win the lottery. But. I want you to
just have to pause that one here because that but is a major one and it's a sneaky one. One thing I learned about that but, it is very revealing and it's really powerful because as soon as you say but, whatever comes out of your mouth after that, write it down, make note of it, make a mental note, whatever you have to do to address it, because that is telling you exactly what your limiting belief is as it relates to that thing. And process it just wanted to stop and say that because but it's insidious, it's sneaky, but it's also very powerful, very revealing. Let's go.
Place but with and. I want to do this and I'm looking for opportunities to have it funded. And I can start with a plan right now. That doesn't cost a thing. So think about those 3 words. You will hear yourself say them. Be kind to yourself and look for some alternate words. And then look for the link in bio because I am going to help reacquaint you with your intuition this Saturday. You've always had the inner knowing. You've just been stopping yourself with words like this, with old wiring. We're going to dig deep in just a couple of hours on Saturday. It's called What If You Already Know? Spoiler alert, you do. See you Saturday.
Shout out to Intuition Influencer for that one. Awesome message there.
Easiest ways that I learned how to strengthen my intuition is just by getting a stack of playing cards. First, you start off by going to a quiet room, quieting your mind, grounding your energy, and getting a sense for what the color is. There's red and black. There's only 2 colors. If you get it right, you put it to one side. If you get it wrong, you put it to the other. Once you start getting good at this, you move on to the suits. There are only 4 suits: heart, diamond, spade, and club. You get it right, put it to one side. You get it wrong, put it to the other. Once you start getting good at that, you move on to the numbers. There's 1 through 10, king, queen, jack. You can take out the jokers. Get it right, put it to one. Get it wrong, put it to the other. And once you get good at that, try to get an image or an understanding of the full picture of the card. All of the aspects of it. You get it right, put it to one side. You get it wrong, put it to the other. Now, do not get upset if you don't get all of it right at all, because you are not going to get all of it. There are a fuck ton of cards, babe. You're not going to get them all right. The goal is just to get an understanding of how you receive information. You might get a feeling within your body. You might have an automatic knowing. You might hear something. You might just see a visual in your mind. The goal of this is to understand how you get the information and to connect with it more easily through practice. You got this.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that. And I'm a big fan of cartomancy anyway. Anything to do with playing cards. You have the numbers, you have the symbols, your diamonds, hearts, all that. And I'm going to give that technique a try. That's pretty cool. Check it out, guys. Try that and let me know in the comments what your experience is with it. All right, we've come to the end of this one, guys. Those were some awesome TikToks about helping us tap into our intuition and understand what that is. I hope this content resonated with you. Again, check out those awesome creators on TikTok. And if this message resonated with you, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to get deeper into more topics. And leave some comments below. Let me know what your thoughts is about this content. And until next time, be well.